welcome, guys. Good morning, guys and girls. Good morning. How you guys doing this morning? So I'm checking in, baby. We're gonna do some things, man. See what's going on in the markets. Give me 1 second. Make sure we got everything queued up. You know I'm a bit rusty with this thing here. Let's see. Are we coming in clear? Let's see. May change the bit rate. Want to make sure you guys seeing this clearly. Let's see. Awesome. Yeah, so let's get into it. So we got some pretty interesting earnings today. Yesterday we had AMD. They beat. They're doing good right now. You know, all of the AI, everything in the AI space, Nvidia, AMD. You know, this is a new and expanding market in this infancy. It's a little bit past the infancy, but it's a new. We're in a new era. So there's a lot of upside for that start a new path and trail a new blaze a new trail. So that was back in the day when they had the marijuana surge, when they had those marijuana stocks going off. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that was a while back. Then they had then the of course you've heard about the dot-com bubble, but right now we're in that AI space. So we got a couple earnings coming up. And let's see where AMD is leading the charge yesterday. It beat, but because the overall market is kind of looking crazy, it kind of fell off. But I had an area of interest here that I wanted you guys to see. So right now we're in this consolidation point. This is on AMD. I'm gonna just go over this real quick because we got some today. I'm gonna go over the earnings for today. We got Humana, McDonald's. We got a couple. So then after hours today is going to be some fireworks too. We got some Robinhood, QCOM, and some others. So anyway, DoorDash, Lyft. It's a lot going on today. So we're going to get into that. But yeah, so quickly looking over this one. AMD right now, everything is based on the market right now, the overall market sentiment right now. So right now when it comes to swing trading, you got to be a bit careful because the overall market is in is in this phase of deciding direction. And with the different catalysts going on, we got a lot. And then also Trump today. Trump he has to go to court today. Trump has court today. Got to double check that time, but yeah, for and then he actually speaks also at 1 o'clock. So gonna be an interesting day today. All right, so yeah, with this AMD right now, like I say, I'm more day trade. I'm a day trader, so by nature, been doing it a long time. So I'd swing, but right now, I personally wouldn't swing too much right now. Or the best thing you could do is you can say, you know what, let me just buy the dips. That's tried and true. You can't go wrong with that. Just buy the dips whenever stuff is on sale. Look here. AMD hit 272 um, just a couple days ago, and now it's at 241. That's $30. That's over $30 of a discount already. You know what I mean? So that's times to look into it. But anyway, all right. So let me get into the earnings for the day. But let me just quickly go over this. So yeah, we're sitting in this consolidation point. So what I would do here, this was a demand zone, but it has peaked up under it. So apparently it's not so much demand. If it's a true demand zone, think about this for a second. If it's truly demand, it's gonna leave right away. But what you do now is it's in a decision point here. So what we're gonna do, and this is how you can take this if you, from a technical standpoint, right? So check it out. You got this. If you go back and look at some of my video about the box breakout, this right here is exactly that. So you got this drop, and now it's consolidating, right? So what you do, you don't care what side it's gonna break out of. If it's gonna come to the upside here, you're fine. Or if it says, you know what, we want to go down, that's cool. But whatever side it breaks out and holds, that's the side you take. So you just let it do its thing in here. Whatever it wants to do, it does. All right. So let me get on to today and today's stock. So right now, Toyota. Let's put Toyota had earnings this morning. They uh, they beat on their earnings. They one they by 100 by 1.30 EPS. They fell just short on the revenue, but not by much. They're still making a lot of money, billions of dollars, 80 billion plus. The estimate was about 82 billion. All right, so Toyota, this is look at this chart, man. I mean honestly, I don't really trade Toyota, but this chart here is wow. I tell you what, with this, either you're gonna make a lot of money overnight with overnight holds, or you're gonna lose a lot because it gaps every day. It looks like, oh my goodness, look at this. From one day to the next, look at this. From 183 to 187, one overnight. 2 days later, from 190, jumps up to like 192. And this is the theme of this one. This is the theme of Toyota. So what did that tell you? Like, hey, there's a lot of money to be made or lost on this. So what you could do is you could even strangle it. What I mean strangle is not in a violent way. I'm talking about options. You can hedge it. Get to one side. If you know that it bounces like this. But this is definitely something. But anyway, Toyota, man. Who doesn't know Toyota, baby? Toyota's doing their thing. And we got the Rav4s out there. They did just have a little recall, but Toyota, everybody knows Toyota Camrys and Toyota Avalons and Toyota as a whole. We know that they're reliable cars, man. If you want a car that you have to put out of its misery yourself, get you a Toyota. You want a car that's gonna last you until you say, you know what, it's time for a new car. Get you a Toyota. That those suckers are like battering rams. Those suckers go 200, 300,000 miles with ease. All right, so yeah, they beat. But from a technical standpoint, again, in this market environment, you just want to kind of play it by ear. You want to see how the overall sentiment is. But I mean, from a technical standpoint, let's see here. Well, it had all-time highs at 255, which it has fallen 39% from that. So you had up to a 40% discount, nearly 40% discount. Think about like Walmart or something like that. You go to the store and they say, rollback prices. That's what you're getting here. You got a company with revenues, strong balance sheet. If you see here, you don't see any negatives. Anytime you see company all with no negatives, all positives, that's what you want to be in. So, all right. So this is a little late here, but they already came out with their earnings this morning. You can see it here. Q2 sales revenue increase. All right. So I mean, I would be watching. From a technical, you could definitely see right here. This is an area of interest here. All right. You see up here a couple times. It's tested this area, and actually it's here now. It's actually towards the bottom of this here. And actually, what you see here, it actually got under, and it's playing around in that area. So this is a key area right here. You want to see how price reacts from this area. Right now, it acted as if it was rejecting down, but now it's reclaiming this area. So that's actually a strong symbol. That's strong. But what you would need to see, I would wait. In this case, I would wait on this 4-hour close. Um, and if it closes strong, so this will be at 9 a.m. If it closes strong, I'll look for an entry to the upside. It all depends on how it closes. Now, if it closes how it is, I would need more further confirmation, right? But if it closes as these close, then I would definitely be looking to a downside move here. But it all depends. That's why it's a waiting game with this one. You don't take a trade in this area. All right, so that's Toyota. Let's move on. Humana this morning reported earnings. The healthcare sector is doing fine. The healthcare sector is strong right about now. They beat EPS in revenues. Very good right now. And they go along with United Healthcare and that whole sector. So man, speaking of such, UNH man, that was a gift, bro. A couple months ago, that was a gift, and that sucker came down from 242 up to 378. So within like 2 months. But yeah, that whole sector right now is doing good. Now the only thing is you got to keep an eye on the thing about this government shutdown. A lot of it is to do with the healthcare subsidies. So the Democrats want they want to uphold Affordable Care Act and everything that it entails, and the Republicans want to gut it and change it out. So this area is going to be highly affected by what happens with this government shutdown and when it does come out. So keep an eye on that. Um, but as far as the balance sheet here, it's doing good, right? So from a technical standpoint, let's zoom out. All right, from a technical standpoint, it's bottomed out here. It has it retraced 63%, 63%, but it's basing out at this bottom here. So it based out down here and it's starting to try to move, but I would need for it to clear this supply. I actually got two pretty big size supplies in this area here, so that's fine. But what needs to happen for a supply to be broken? You need more demand, right? So you had some demand here, but you need some demand to clear this supply, right? You need some demand to clear this supply. So basically, to be safe, you would wait for an entry over this 324, 325 area. That's the safest route. You can always trade within here, and that's cool and all. You could trade from inside of here, but yeah, from a safety standpoint, you can go ahead and wait for it because it's huge supply here. You have to just look at what's happening, right? Look at what's happening. Look what happened when price got to this 315 area on multiple occasions. Just take a look. It's not about a chart. It's about price act. What happened in these areas every time. So this is showing you that it's a lot of supply there, right? You know, picture well, just picture like the housing market or something like that, and prices get to this point where people don't want to, there's a lot more homes than people that want them at these levels when it comes to the price rise. And say the price rises per home to $700,000 a house. You think people are gonna buy that? No. So it just boom, it's gonna drop. Price is gonna come down until it comes to a point where you got people that say, you know what, I could buy that at 400,000. I could buy it at 300, and then it'll shoot back up. That's the same concept here. So anywho, that's more technical, but we're gonna try to keep this on topic. So yeah, we got McDonald's. They fell short slightly, but McDonald's is a big player in the game. They got those they got those Whopper quarter pounders. I'm sorry, quarter pounders. They have come down on the size of them, man. The only place still got the same size is Burger King. They the only ones who still got the same size when it comes to their burgers. That Whopper is still Whoppering, you know. But but yeah. Anywho, they if you look at the news here, Sales rise. McDonald's, the EPS 318. Sales, the global sales is up. These baby. Kids gonna always love their Happy Meals. People gonna love their breakfast, the big breakfast from from Mickey D's. So then most of what they did is make their model about real estate. So all they got all every good corner in the U.S. So you feel me? They're good to go regardless. So but yeah, looking at the chart here, zoom out. Let's see what's happening here. So I'm not really looking for. I don't really look at the pattern. I look at actual price action. So I'll show you some examples like a past, right? So in the past, right? Check this out. Say for instance, back here before you knew what was gonna happen. Let's say right here, we're right here. I would have told you back here. I need just like if you looked at my earlier in the video QCOM, I would have said I need price to get over this. Why? Because it's shown liquidity grabs here. Yeah, okay, so I needed to get over this liquidity grab and let it be known that it's ready to go, right? And then you see what happened next, and it took a lot to get through that. So I say that to say this: you kind of got a little situation here, not as prevalent as the other one, not as perpetual, but I would need it to convincingly get over here, right? And then the next stop, you'll get a couple dollars, you'll get like $2 3, and then but the ultimate is getting over this, basically getting over and making shooting up new highs, right? So, but you're in a situation here. If you take a look, you're really in a, and this is what usually causes these sideways movements. You're in a situation where they're grabbing liquidity from both sides, right? And so until it shows its hand and it gets out of either side, then that's what it is. It actually did the same thing right here for a good, and this is a weekly chart by the way. So that means these are like this is over a month of back and forth right here. All of these, so you see what I'm saying? Like you needed to get out, and once it clears it, as you see here, it does make a move, but they're gathering their money. So that's that. All right. Next up, okay. After the bell, we got Robinhood, QCOM, App 11, DoorDash, and Lyft. That's the notables. There's a lot of other little smaller ones. You got, let's see, Mitsubishi. You got BMW. You got MetLife, Allstate Insurance. You got a lot of stuff going on after the bell. So it's gonna be interesting. Uber, Uber did this thing, so that may play out on Lyft. But see, Uber's business model is a little different. They're soon gonna be rolling out those robo taxis. So that's something to kind of look for. Lyft, they don't really have that type of long-term outlook as Uber does, but their revenue is increasing. So their business model is sustainable. Their revenue is growing. A lot of people taking those lifts, baby. When you leave the stadiums and whatnot, I know I definitely like to call one of those. I would hate to be one in those situations because of the freaking crowds, but it's definitely good to catch them. So they're doing good right now. All right, so and then you got I told you Robinhood, App, Dash, Lyft, DoorDash. DoorDash doing good, baby. Getting that good food, brought to your door. All right, and let's look over this here real quick. So from a technical standpoint, this has some work to do. This has some work to do. But guess what? One thing about it with earnings, with earnings, anything can happen. So technicals are really kind of out the window, honestly, until the dust settles. You can have whatever technical level you want, but the news, if it depending on the news, it could shoot through all of this. It could shoot down through all of this. So I'm not really gonna, tell you either way or suggest in any way, either way. which side it's gonna go. But let's just say it wasn't earnings, and let's just say I'm looking at this thing from a technical standpoint only, right? So you do have it just made a higher high, and it already has been making higher lows, and it did all of this sideways movement, but just right here you got that higher high. That was that was somewhat recently, last month, about a couple weeks ago. Yeah, last well no September. I'm saying a couple. I'm still thinking. I'm guys don't mind me. I'm still in October. This year is moving so fast, but yeah, it started to make higher highs, higher lows after being in this sideways channel. You see this? It's been in this what they call, some people call it, accumulation phase. It was in the accumulation phase here. Dropped down, accumulated, and now you could potentially be looking for a move up. And then it's good to note the volume on this. Let me zoom in. The volume on this push up. That's what you like to see when you want like sustainable moves. It's good volume. All right, but it's still, it's something to look. Right now it's consolidating again right here. So for me, I need for them to make a decision after this here. Whether down or up. This is a decision point right here. And once they, break out whichever side, that's where you take it. All right, I was checking in. Good trading today, folks. Good trading today. So I'll be touching bases with you. Maybe check in later and do